Alright, John, in Florida, so my camcorder's battery died. That's the problem with that too, is with more comfortability and being able to use both hands, I talk more and spent a lot more time on videos than I should, but I get wrapped up and I enjoy what I do. So anyways, I don't know when I'll get to the video on the camcorder memory card, but this one will go on YouTube like right away. This is your Washington. So right here, got the fan kit on it for you already, dual fans. They're running. Well, they don't run actually in the service mode, but they will run as soon as I turn it on. Yeah, so I'm not going to go over a bunch of stuff I already did in the other video, so we're just doing your AM mod right now, basically. So I'm going to have to get with you on which fan you want. Not which fan, which mic you want free from President. They are offering a free mic, so you get a choice of a digi mic or a Bluetooth mic. That's up to you on what you decide. Based on, what you tell me is what I'll tell them. So that's your middle power modulation. It's about 95-96%. We're just going through the paces here. Carriers are 1, 4, 10, and 16, I believe is what I set it to. So that's only if you use the power limitation feature, which probably most people don't, but if you want to learn more about that, it's in the manual for the radio. It makes the radio do less power basically, but you have a RF power on here anyway, so you can use either or a combination of both. There you go. So I like these. I said in the other video I might, if the other one I have doesn't sell between now and Thanksgiving when I get an extra day off this week, I'm probably going to set it up and put that one in my car and use my 10-meter mobile antenna and do some 10-meter again in the car. And then when I get bored with that one, I'll keep it for myself and I'll put a QT60 Pro out there next and kind of go through the paces with radios, the newer radios, and get a little feel for each one mobile. Here's your top power AM modulation. So this is the high power. That's how that looks. So AM is done. That's how it looks on the spectrum analyzer. Let's check our frequency. We're really close to being perfect, so nothing to complain about there. Okay. Couple things that I've already covered really quick. Just I have the span feature on right now, so when you get the radio, if you don't like this, just turn it off. It's right in the menu. Fans kick on automatically. It's right here. I'll leave it there, that way if you don't like it, you're not going to be able to use the channel option. I mean, it will track a little bit, but you're not ever using channels on amateur radio. The only channel option would be if you go to band and go to this one, which I did make it say CB, although it doesn't show CB. And then obviously in the 10 kilohertz section it will track, just to show you the A channels. So I'm going to put it back on 28 though, because that's where I do still have to align the sideband, and that's where the service portion is. So I want to see where it's at now versus when I make the change, how it's going to look. So let me set that up. And I really like these radios still. I think it's an awesome looking radio. I'd love to see a base of the George, and even a base of this would be really cool. And I think they could do it, and I think they would do well with it. Okay, let me come back with this SSB test. Okay, so the radio's heating up, fans are running, no big deal. Got our numbers 1 and 2 pretty much matched. That's how we got to do that to make the test. That's what the power it's doing right now on average. Two-tone doesn't look that great. a little oblong. I can fix that by doing that. It's fairly round, but I'm a little picky about it because I can improve it. So I'm going to hit measurement, TOI, it's about 17. So I like to make these about 24. To do that I have to go into the service, and then I'll come back and show it when it's done. Okay, so we got you all set. Just making sure my numbers are matching. I don't know why I keep doing that. I can just go to, I got my mouse here, measure, TOI. I'm just used to pressing the button on the screen. Taking me there. Sometimes I find that it doesn't work the best with the mouse, and it's more annoying than anything. So try it one more time, and I'll just hit the button on the screen. Measure, TOI. Yeah, it's weird. Measure TOI. Well, it was already there, that's why. Alright, so it's 24. And then if we come out of this, measurement off, look at it like this, it looks nice. That's how it looks on the scope. Nice and round. Fans are kicking butt. They're running at top speed. It's heating up, but again, the fans are set to 20C, which is, they're going to run all the time. So if you find that you don't want them on all the time, just turn it up, turn the temperature up in Celsius. Default is 50. I'm not sure where that is when it turns on in Fahrenheit, but I have the radio set in Fahrenheit, so that's going to be up to you to decide on where you want to keep it. So we'll get the two-tone off of here, and I'll put a standard President mic on here. And we'll check the power. Alright, so let's see. So the power of this radio, test 1, 2, test 1, 2. Again, these are 80 watt radios or so. They don't usually do more like the Anytone and Radio Oddities do. These are more around that 80 mark, sometimes slightly less, but anywhere between 60 and 80 is to be expected on these. So again, you know, you're not going to get these to do 100 and all this stuff. If people are showing them doing 100, I would highly question their equipment and the level of accuracy of their equipment and their power meters and stuff like that. So they just don't do that, you know, that it's not going to do that for you. So I'm perfectly fine running this at this power level. It makes no difference to me if it was doing 110 or 120. I wouldn't get excited about it personally, you know, and that's just me as a operator, that I take things into a more thoughtful process when it comes to power. I'm not easily excited, let's just say that. What excites me is seeing radios perform on test equipment, and this thing's doing really good on the spectrum analyzer, and even if it was doing 40 watts or 30 watts, I'd still be just as happy with this radio is what it's doing now at almost it's saying 73, so it's telling me best wishes. So yeah, I look at things way different. So we'll go to AM and see how it's looking. I wanted to show you really quick on sideband, something. So when sideband, you may not always see the SRF go to full deflection, and that's because I did adjust the TOI level of the radio to make it more linear on sideband. So it looks like it's going pretty good, but you know, depending on your antenna and stuff, sometimes with impedance mismatching and stuff, you may not always have it go to the max level. It's not as bad on these as some of the Radio Oddity and Anytones, though, when you make the change. They show, in the Strikers too, they show significantly less SRF. This isn't an accurate level of power anyways. It's only something for reference, so keep that in mind. as we move along here. Okay, I'm just checking something here. On. So the fans do kind of add a little background noise because this mic's a little hot. So carrier. So with peak power, it's about 16 or so on the carrier. Then when I'm speaking into the mic, you can see the carrier on the screen, and then the modulation is everything on the side of it. That's where our power comes from, is our modulation. Our carrier kind of sits at that level that we want it, where we told it to, about 16 watts. And then all the other power that we're seeing is modulation. That's the voice peak of the AM side of the, the transmission. So obviously we can see that it's well within about, each one of these boxes is from here to here is 2 kilohertz. So if we were to look a little bit closer at that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, check 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. It's probably about 6 kilohertz wide of a transmission, which is about right. Getting all wider than that and stuff just really, it starts to cause like 10 kilohertz wide transmission on AM. You're already starting to go halfways into the next channel, which is just going to cause you unnecessary bleed over. Your radio is going to cause unnecessary bleed over. All this wideband audio stuff that people praise about and stuff and all that, you're just making the radio do more bleed over. So this is about perfect right here. I like about 6 kilohertz, and that's what this is doing for the AM channelized band, if anyone cares about that, which we shouldn't cause bleed over. It's not a responsible operator when you're causing all this massive bleed over on the band. And a lot of people willingly do it and just don't care, and it's a shame. But it is what it is. Things won't change until operator practices change. So I know it's fun for people, and it's hard to change things when it's fun. Maybe it's boring to think about things like how I think about it, but trying to set an example for the future, I guess, one day, if there's young people that might watch my videos, let's say 10, 15, 20 years from now. Maybe things are already different, and who knows, maybe I'll have a small part of that. Probably not, but let's test the receiver on this now, and then we're going to get your radio John all set up for you and ready to go. Okay, here's the receiver. So minus 114 at 30% mod. Sometimes I forget to show that, so 30% depth right there, and right there. So we'll do sideband last. Alright, there's the sideband, and 128.5. remember, we always add 20 more dBs of attenuation to that, the big attenuator. So when I get stupid and forget that I'm hooked up to a piece of test equipment and not a dummy load, the big attenuator is a lifesaver, because this thing is one of the more expensive pieces of gear I have, this RF signal generator. So definitely don't want to damage it by being stupid and not paying attention. Like if I were to walk away right now, go use the restroom or go do something and come back and forget that, because you can see the similarities of the cable. This is the dummy load, this is for the RF out of the signal gen. They look the same. You easily make that mistake, so you got to protect your stuff. That's pretty much it, John. I'm going to get this heading your way. I'm going to send you an email and ask you which mic you're looking for from President. You get, like I say, you get the choice of the Digi mic or the Bluetooth mic. That's entirely up to you. There's no charge. They ship it out to you, and that's lasting until 11:30. So anybody that buys a Washington from me between now and then, you get the same option, as long as the invoice is dated, I believe, to the date of 11:30. I can't be sure of that. I want to say, let's just say 11:29 to be safe. but I think it's 11:30. But I'm just going to put it out there that it's 11:29, and then I have to update my site after that promo's over, unless they renew it, which I really don't know if they will or not. Being that it's a holiday week, they're probably maybe they're going to take the week off. I don't know, but I know I'll submit it to them as soon as I get your request, and they're really quick about getting back to me saying they'll process it. So like I said before on the other video, if anyone's gotten a new Washington either from me or some other dealer and they submitted the free mic request for you, how long did it take to get it? Probably, assuming if you're farther away from Florida, then it took longer, but I'm assuming that they probably ship it within a couple days time or something. So alright, happy Thanksgiving, hope you enjoy it. And let's see, there's one more of these left. I can always get more, so even if you know, like if I physically don't have any, there's availability on these radios, so just let me know you want one. I'll put one in stock for you. I'll order some more. I buy them in boxes of 6, I think they come in. So when I get one, I'm going to order 6. I'm not ordering one, I'm ordering 6. I order them by the master carton, they call it. So yeah, if I need to get more, I will. I probably will, because it seems to still be a pretty consistent mover. I still have some of the George FCC available. Those are nice radios too. With those right now, there's a mail-in rebate on those where you get a free President external speaker. So they're still giving something for the George too. 73.